Hi, this is Mark from Solo, and today I would like to show you an expansion for Scythe, and it's called the Rise of Fenris. It was published by Stonemaier Games, and thanks for sending the expansion for review. I posted the video about Scythe some time ago, so I will put a link to it in the description of this video if you haven't seen it. Also, if you didn't play Scythe, you can watch my video to get to know more about this game. But this is expansion called Rise of Fenris, and this is a different expansion than the other expansions available for Scythe, because this is the third expansion in the whole Scythe series. One was about some flying ships, the other was with additional factions, and this one is a campaign expansion. And this is quite unique because Scythe, the base game, is not really a story-driven adventure game. It's more like, Euro worker placement, economical strategy game. And usually when you hear about campaign expansion, you think of games like Gloomhaven or some adventure games. But this is a campaign for Scythe, and this is great because you get 8 different scenarios connected together, and they tell you a story. I will not spoil anything for you, so don't worry, no worries. But it tells a story. It's divided into 8 scenarios, and you can play it solo, you can play it multiplayer, just like the base game. But apart from the campaign, because not everyone likes campaign games, apart from the campaign, you have 11 different modules here that you can add to your regular Scythe games. Normally you unlock these modules during the campaign, and after finishing it you can use it in Scythe. But if you don't like to play the campaign, you can straight away open all the boxes that are inside and read the rulebook, and use the modules in your base game of Scythe. The campaign here is it has nice story. In the rulebook, I will show you the rulebook in a second. You get a background to the whole Scythe, Scythe world, where you had Nikola Tesla, who designed the machines, the mechs, and his idea was to use this technology for making work easier, like to the machines in his idea could help people to work in mines and do some industrial things. But as always, they were used by leaders of different nations as the war machines in the Great War. And after that, Tesla disappeared because he couldn't stand that his invention was used in a military way. So this is nice because you get this whole backstory inside for the whole Scythe series. But also during the campaign and during different scenarios, you will see some more, facts and storytelling, which is great because the world created by Jakub Różalski is fantastic, where you have the beginning of 20th century, but connected with mechs and very advanced technology. So it's really, really nice. I will show you the components of Rise of Fenris in a second. This will be a very specific unboxing because I am not able to show you a lot of things, because you will see, but when you open this box, you will see a lot of boxes that are closed and that you shouldn't open, unless of course you want to open all the modules. But if you want to play the campaign, you shouldn't open the boxes, only when the campaign and when the story tells you to open them. But I will show you the rulebook. I will show you more or less how the scenarios look like, because if you played other Stonemaier Games titles like Tapestry or Viticulture, there were also some small campaigns included. You had the campaign in Viticulture, but it was more like separate scenarios that you can play one after another. But the only difference between the scenarios in Viticulture and the base game were some setup rules, some small rules that changed the setup of the game, made the game a little harder for you. In Tapestry, it's a little more advanced. You have less scenarios, I think 4 or 5, but they really change the game a lot when you follow the scenarios in Tapestry. The setup is different, the rules are different, and because Rise of Fenris was published before Tapestry, I think the scenarios in Tapestry took some ideas from this expansion. I have a sample scenario. It's called Rebuilding. It was published on the Stonemaier Games website, and I think it was used on some conventions in the past. And you can download it, and even if you have the base game of Scythe, you can download it and play it to get this idea how the campaign will look like, because this scenario is not included in the Rise of Fenris, but it shows you how the scenarios are structured, because there is always a setup part where it tells you how to set up the game. There are some special rules, you have some story summary, and it will get you a feel of the campaign. And if you like something like this, then you can get Rise of Fenris. So let's do the, I think, very quick unboxing, but I will show you the components inside without any spoilers, so don't worry. And let's take a look at the Rise of Fenris box.
Okay, so this is the Rise of Fenris box. The art is fantastic. All the art in the Scythe game is really great. I said it many times before, but it's just take a look. It's really awesome. Here you have a short description of what you can find inside. It says this is an expansion, so Scythe is required to play it. That's obvious. The box is quite big. I mean, it's not a small box expansion. Maybe not as big as the base game, but it's quite huge, quite thick, as you can see. Okay, so let's open it. As I said before, no spoilers, so don't worry that I will spoil the fun for you, but I will show you whatever I can. So let's open it. And okay, and the first thing that you will see here is the first thing that we see here are dice. I'm not really sure what the dice are used for. The campaign and the scenarios will probably tell you, but you have 2 dice to use in the game. We can put them aside. Then we have the Rise of Fenris rulebook. It's nice, quite thick. It's let me check, 51, okay, 50 pages, but it contains all the campaign scenarios, all the rules, and the description of all the modules that you will unlock during the game. Here you have like modular expansion, campaign expansion. It tells you, how to use different things, how the campaign is structured, and it says stop here, so you shouldn't read it if you don't want to spoil anything. It tells you skip ahead to the backstory or episode 1 on specific pages. So let me scroll to the backstory, so I will show it to you. And this is a nice part because it tells you the whole story that led to this Scythe base game, because in Scythe base game you start after the Great War, and here the whole story, how the Great War happened, and what was before. Everything is described here, so you have a nice images, but also nice story. So this is really cool. And here you have the episode number 1. I will not show it to you. It's something you have to discover on your own. But what I can show you is the conventional sample scenario. It's called Rebuilding, and as I said before, you can download it from the Stonemaier Games website. I will post a link to this scenario in the description of this video. You don't need the Rise of Fenris to play this scenario. You can download it straight away and play it, and it will give you the feeling of the campaign. And how the scenarios are structured. First you have some story that tells the background of the scenario. Then you have the setup, and The main setup is usually doesn't change. These are differences in the main setup that you have to do to play the scenario. Like here, you need 4 tokens that will serve as rebuilding tokens. You get some perks. I will show you the perks in a second. And then you have to, in this scenario, you have to put 4 stars, the stars that you use on your triumph track. You have to put 4 stars on different land areas, and you will be able to get the stars back when you build a building on this terrains. So this is fun because you start with, normally you start with 6 stars, and the first person that puts the 6 stars on the triumph track wins the game. But here you start with 2, and to get this remaining 4 you have to build different structures. So it's really fun. And here are special rules, unavailable stars, and it tells you what to do with the stars and how can you retrieve them. Some episode rewards. In the campaign you will get some bonuses that will like you will use them from scenario to scenario, but they will stay with you, some permanent like bonuses and benefits. So this is quite cool. Here's the Rise of Fenris achievement sheet. It looks like this. You can check the achievements. I think it was it's included in a lot of Stonemaier games. And this is the campaign like sheet. Every person gets one of these. You have like a few of them, and here you can write down your victories, like your triumph log. You have different scenarios, and anytime you will be able to put a star on a triumph track in the game. You can mark it here, and then at the end of the game, when you fill a row or column, you will get some bonuses that you will, like bonus money that you will include in the final scoring of the last scenario. You can get some setup bonuses that will stay with you from scenario to scenario. You can get some perks, or you can get them if you pay for them. They are like one-time use for specific scenario. Here you can write down your wealth, your infrastructure mods, mech mods. So this is like, this is, here you can write your whole progress on this sheet of paper. So as you can see, these scenarios are not standalone scenarios. You need to, play the whole campaign from scenario 1 to 8 to, progress and to finish the game. Here you have some zip bags to store different components. And here you have like punch boards. I will not show them to you because it says there are spoilers in all punch board. Do not punch until instructed, and you shouldn't look at them. You have 1, 2, 3, 6 of them. So I will not show it to you. When the scenario tells you, you can punch things, you can open different things. You have like 1 to 5 boxes with different elements. I will not open them. I try to take them out. Okay, and they have things inside. When the game tells you to open box A, you will open it. When it tells you to open, box B, C, D, E, you have to do it. If you don't want, as I said before, if you don't want to play the campaign, you can open all the boxes, you can take out all the elements, and then you can open the rule books on the modules section, and you can use different modules. You have 11 of them in your base game of Scythe. But if you play the campaign, you will unlock different things as the campaign progresses, and you will have a lot of fun, getting new things, new stuff, and some nice surprises. So it's really cool. I can't wait to play it. I like campaigns, and especially campaigns where you have different surprises. So I think that's it. I will not show you more. I will post the link to my Scythe base game unboxing in the description. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, leave thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my channel. Visit me on Facebook and on Instagram, on Twitter. I will post my spoiler-free review of this expansion there. I will try to make some photos, but it's not easy with a game like this where everything is a spoiler. But you can always visit me and say hi. And thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.